What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing an interview with Kunal, who's going to be a software engineer in New York City next year. Kunal and I are really good friends, and Kunal has a lot of really good programming experience, so today is definitely going to be a really cool and informative interview. So unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we weren't able to meet in person, but in a second, I'm going to flip over to Zoom. But before doing that, I wanted to take a quick second to thank today's sponsor, Wastegrift. Wastegrift is an amazing app that lets developers make and host applications in the easiest way possible. You've seen Wastegrift help me make Twitter bots, APIs, and websites. So if you ever want to automate tasks, build tools, or run applications in the cloud, just click the link below in my description, and you'll be able to use Wastegrift for free. So now on with the rest of the video. All right, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can.
Cool. Then I guess to get started, I already introduced Kunal in the intro, but Kunal is one of my really good friends. We go way, way back. We went to high school together, interned at Capital One together. We got our AWS certifications together. I visited him at Virginia Tech. He's visited me at UVA. And we've had some nuts times at Busch Gardens, Midsummers, you name it, it
Richmond.
happened. But Kunal just graduated 2 days ago and will be working full-time as a software development engineer at Amazon in a couple months, or in 1 month, right?
Month and a half, and congrats on graduating to you as well.
Thanks. Congrats to you, man. That's huge. So is there anything I missed to start out?
No, I feel like you got my whole life story down.
Yeah. All right, then, I guess to get into things, we definitely have a bunch of things that we can cover. We'll cover the Amazon stuff, how you got there. But I guess just to start things, what's your background with computer science and what made you want to get more interested in programming computer science?
Okay. So I guess I started kind of messing around with some coding books here and there when I was younger, maybe like late like early middle school. Also, like when I was in like late elementary school, my parents put me in like all these like coding camps and stuff.
Which I didn't know until today, which is insane.
Yeah.
We would
Well,
have made
actually,
fun of you
like
so much if we knew that.
now that we're talking about it, like I had forgotten about them too, but like I learned how to make like the asteroids game and stuff like that.
Oh, was that like drag and drop, like MIT App Inventor?
No, it wasn't like App Inventor. No,
Yeah,
it
because
was like
that's what we did for coders.
yeah, no, I remember it was like no, it was like week long one, like multiple week long ones, and I forgot what languages they were in. But anyways, it was a good experience, and I guess like I started with like being a nerd well from a very young age.
Yeah, as we
So
all
so
are.
full. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I guess it kind of like come around maybe like early high school. By then I'd probably like be able to like pick up a book and actually like read it like on like how to like learn like some basic stuff in Java here and there. And that and then like for example, I learned how to use command line Linux in high school. So I think that and the combination of like playing games at like a younger age um, kind of pushed me towards learning computer science.
You want to fill everyone in on the Minecraft servers you used to run?
I used to love playing the game when I was in like sixth and seventh grade. It was really fun for me. And what the game lets you do is it lets you run servers, which are like your own modifications of the game. I guess that's like a high level definition of it. But to run these servers, what you do is for example, I was buying dedicated servers, configuring networking. Like I had like a rack in like a data center in Phoenix, and it was just
What was your
like learn.
service for the like server data center?
Hmm?
What was the service that you were using to buy the dedicated servers?
So this is before like I think AWS was just coming out or stuff, but there's no concept of cloud computing. It's like I would buy like a server with like this type of processor, this much
Yeah,
RAM, and this much like hard drive,
that's
and then
nuts.
like some person like assemble it over there and just like connect all of them. And then it got to a point where like my server was getting about like 400, 500 people online at times. I think we had about like 200,000 almost unique people join.
It's
So it
crazy.
was very big for like I guess my age, and I was making lots of money that
So
I
he was buying Evernet lunch cookies when we were in high school.
yeah
Yeah.
cookies yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Because like
So I
what else
guess
is like a
then,
ninth grader do with their money?
yeah. I guess
Yeah.
then, what like professional internship experience have you had to get you from where you were then to where you are now?
So I'd say let's see. So between freshman and sophomore year of college, I was an intern as like a federal contractor. And what I did was I did the classic intern project, which was make a dashboard in Splunk.
Yeah.
um, which I'm pretty sure no one probably even used, but like I learned some things here and there, which I thought was cool. I learned how to use Splunk, and then the next year, I interned at Booz Allen, and over there, I did another like Splunk project where I worked with a team, and we made another dashboard. This time it was, I think, slightly cooler, but it was still, working with Splunk. I wanted to touch something different, so I
Mm.
was lucky between junior and senior year to land an internship with Capital One, where I worked with you and some other friends as well, and
Like George.
like George.
Yeah, we had a nuts time together.
Yeah, yeah, lots of fun times. And there I worked specifically on getting data from all the ATMs across the country. So as soon as something would happen on an ATM, like any event, I would work specifically like getting that event and being able to process it like through this data like pipeline, which Erik can honestly explain more about because that was like his project. He was, I'd say, like the chief engineer for it.
Streaming data platform.
Streaming data platform. They even made T-shirts for
And
them.
and the thing that's different about bank data, which is really cool, is most things you use on the internet are in JSON, but that's in like Avro, right? Which is very similar to JSON.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's just, I forgot the exact term. Serialized, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, so that they can compress the
It's
JSON
synchronous
down.
because it needs they just can't screw anything up. So everything has to go like one by one. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's nuts. Booz Allen, they're consulting, right?
yeah.
What do you take of all these consulting people like pushing like employment back like months because of COVID-19?
So, so the one interesting thing I think is Booz Allen, since they're mostly like I think they're like the chief when it comes to like tech consulting.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not sure if they're pushing their people back. I
That'd
think
be
their people are actually
huge.
starting on time. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but I've heard about like other tech companies. What they're doing is they're pushing people back as they like trying to like find clients here and there and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's nuts because like I have consulting friends who like the earliest like they were gonna start in like July or August. Now the earliest they're gonna
Hmm.
start is January or June, which is just
Yeah,
I mean like yeah, you still have a job, which is like so great, but it's
yeah.
just such a bummer that like you now have student debt and you like have to wait a year and like
No,
spend
no, I
money to
agree.
live.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this graduating at like I guess unfortunate times, but
Yeah, definitely.
um,
Okay, cool. So to get into the Amazon stuff, for people who are interested in interning or working at a FANG company like Amazon, could you talk a little more about what their interview process is like and then what your experience was with that interview process?
yeah, yeah. So the way the interview process works is it's about three virtual assessments that they'll send you, where they assess your skills in like debugging, leak codes, and like workplace readiness skills. And once you've done that, if you've passed those, what they'll do is they'll actually sign you up for some actual technical interviews. This can like there's multiple technical interviews. It can vary. And it also depends. They'll either do them virtually, or they'll fly you out to do them in person. So it's like about I'd say like a like 4 to 5 interview round process kind of.
Cool. So it's three online assessments and like 1 to 3-ish virtual interviews, but like
Yep. Yeah.
depending, and then they might fly people out.
Yeah, so it really depends on like I guess what you're specifically applying for and how they
Yeah.
decide to do it and the time of year, I guess. But
What did
yeah,
your like technical virtual interview look like?
so my technical virtual interviews were almost I guess like the standard that any like tech company usually does. So what they'll do is they'll give you like I guess multiple rounds of like interviews or like there's like the standard you get asked one lead code question right away. You have like a majority of the time to answer a lead code question. And once you finish a lead code question, then after that, you know, you have time to talk to the person who's interviewed, and you can ask them questions about what they do, like how life is at the company and stuff like that. So it's very like standardized as most companies are.
Cool. That's awesome. So next year you're going to be working in New York for Amazon. You said that's going to be in Hudson Yard, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. And
So
do you know what team you're going to be working on or?
yeah, so I just got in contact with my team recently. I will be working on in the advertising organization, and what I specifically will be working on is like a customer engagement system. So people who use Amazon advertising. My team handles the notifications, so how these people get their notifications over like web, mobile, and also like email. So that's all I know about it so far, but it seems like it'd be an interesting thing. So I'll know soon and I'll let you know.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So Hudson Yard, you said that's in like West Manhattan, so it's like in that area near Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, it's near Hell's Kitchen. It's like you know where the vessel is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll put
it's
up a
literally
picture of
like
the vessel.
yeah, put the picture up. It's literally like two blocks or one block from the vessel. So
That's awesome.
it's right there. Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Although I'm and like for example, Amazon's moving. I mean, in office to online for later, like until later this year. So I won't be
Because of
moving anytime
COVID-19.
soon. Yeah. And I guess it also brings up like you've seen like Twitter, for example, moving online for the rest of the existence of Twitter. I don't know
Yeah.
if you heard about. I don't know if you heard about that yet.
Wait, they're gonna be, what do you mean? They're
So
always gonna do remote from now on?
yeah, Jack Dorsey was like, you never have to come in office again.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, so who knows? Like this whole like situation showed that who knows? Like especially in tech, uh, in office might not be like the biggest thing anymore.
Yeah, in the future. Yeah, that is crazy. Did you see, and Jack Dorsey's one of those like forward-thinking CEOs. Did you see he's like
Yeah,
giving money so every kid in Oakland will have a
yeah,
computer? And yeah, that is really
it's very
cool.
very good of him. Yeah, I think
Mad
$10 million
props.
that he's getting. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
so
like totally cool. So I
yeah,
guess just to keep going for like students who might not be at the same place in terms of like technical skills or just students who want more experiences with technology so they're ready for an internship or the interview, what kind of things do you recommend to get them ready?
okay. So for interviews, I'd say number one thing to do right now is just practice lead codes. Feel like you don't even have to like be super good at coding at the beginning. Like you kind of learn as you go,
Yeah.
just by like practice and to learn your lead codes. Like and subscribe to this channel.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to
Shameless
say
plug.
that.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that's one of the best things you could be doing. It'll prepare you to for all these interviews because most tech companies they'll ask you very similar questions, just slight distinction between like each question. But like they're based off of like a standard leak code question
Mhm.
usually. And
And
then
then
other
what
than
other
that,
things do you sorry, what were you
oh,
saying?
I guess no, go ahead. What was your
Yeah,
question?
what other things do you recommend for students who are trying to learn more like technologies so they can be ready for an internship or a job?
Yeah, so the one thing I'd say is, well, like I feel like you and I both have experienced this. Like when you go to work, like for example, the stuff you use at Capital One, you don't really use the stuff you learn in school as much. It's a lot
Hmm.
more different. I mean, like what they'll ask you to do is they'll ask you to work on something, and usually what like no one like you didn't learn how to do this in school, obviously. So
Yeah.
you just end up like trying to piece stuff together online, and then eventually get like the whole thing working.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Stack
Yeah.
Overflow University. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I feel like you see a lot more in school is that like school is definitely a lot more theoretical. So
Hmm.
like you're learning like maybe like the cache hierarchy, but that's like completely different than knowing how to implement like a Redis cluster so you can do caching on your application.
Yeah.
So you just
Exactly.
learn all these like actually practical skills. Not that the theory isn't important, but that you need to
Hmm.
know a lot less of the theory to actually implement the things
No,
you
I agree.
normally need to implement on a daily basis.
Yeah, yeah. So, like to build off of that, then the best way I'd say to build your skills is to start practicing not like why like the technology works, but like using the technology. So like doing that through like your own personal projects. I know something like that really like helped you like at the beginning when you started with your CS.
Hmm.
Um, like building your own products. Like you have an idea, just like obviously no one
Do it.
knows how to like do the idea. Like just
Yeah.
like Google like how to start and I think that's the best way you can learn how to like actually apply some like your actual technical knowledge.
Yeah, no, I think that's like some of the best advice. So I guess just ask a couple questions. What's your coding interview language of choice?
JavaScript.
Yeah, favorite song?
Let's go with Animals, Martin Garrix.
Cool, cool. Best CS class during college.
Best what?
Best CS class.
Um, Cloud software.
Yeah, that one's really big, especially because like I have a Windows, and like I was saying to you before,
Hmm.
like you just on a lot of things you can't really use Windows computers, so I just fire up VMs all the time. You really need to know stuff in
Yeah.
AWS. And then our last question, best memory together.
Ooh, Busch Gardens, without
Yeah.
doubt. Busch
So
Gardens.
at the end of our orientation week for Capital One, we get to go to Busch Gardens, and me, Kunal, George, and a couple of our friends, Yuto, we just had a nuts time. We had a great time the night before in Richmond, and then we went to Busch Gardens the next day, and it was just crazy. There was tons of rain, like half the day was rained out, but we still just had a great time.
Yeah. Good,
Yeah,
good
no,
memories.
anyways, thanks so much for coming on, Kunal. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, maybe you can come on again in the future. That'd be dope.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm free, sitting around at home.
Yeah, yeah, and we still need to talk about getting our AWS certs, which was insane. Me
Yeah.
and Kunal, not to gas ourselves up too much, we got our certs within like a month of learning what AWS was, which is insane actually. And we just like studied like crazy hard for a month, got our solutions architect certifications. So if you're interested in getting those and you want some tips and tricks on how we did it, which we honestly did it like a lot faster than you should have. Leave a comment down below. We can give our tips and tricks. AWS certifications are super awesome, and getting you going on that way, passing those exams would be dope. But yeah, if you like this, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more of Kunal, if you think he looks like more of a coder or less of a coder with his glasses on. But Kunal, thanks so much for coming on, man. Really good.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Bye,
have a
Erik.
good one, guys. Peace.
Oh, wait, did you end it this time?
No, I didn't.